Hello everyone, and welcome back to my chatty, sassy channel here on YouTube, where I talk about all things luxury, be it luxury travel, luxury fashion, or life's luxuries in general. I do want to start doing a series where I take you guys online shopping with me, because one of my favorite things to do is to scroll online, find things that I like, put it in my cart, and then never actually check out. And I thought that could be a lot of fun. So if you are interested in any of that type of content, make sure to hit that red subscribe button down below, as well as the bell notification so that you're notified every time that I upload a video. And with that, let's go online to look at Fashionphile together today. So Fashionphile has thousands of items on this website, and it can be a little overwhelming for some people to look at the website, to search for things. And so I have a few different things that I do because I regularly am looking at Fashionphile to see what's available. First off, I have some items that I am either interested in seeing what comes out because I might like another style, or because they are on my wish list. So for instance, when it comes to the Lady Dior, I will frequently just look up Lady Dior small. Now, it's not perfect. It brings up some things that are not just bags, like it brings up some wallets, but overall, it's pretty good. It brings me to 65 items just searching by that specific tag. And so I can scroll through here, and that one's really pretty actually, but it's not what I'm looking for, but that was a really beautiful bag. And then I'm just looking to see, are there any navy bags that I like? Because sometimes they won't necessarily call a color exactly what you want it to be. And you can see that I actually have another one over here that's liked, that's 4,175. Ooh, I really like that taupe color. I'm actually going to like that. And what I do as I scroll through is that if I see something that catches my eye, I just go ahead and like it. And then once I'm done going through all my likes, I'll visit my likes at the end of my shopping to really view the item in depth to see if it's something that I really truly like. I've really gotten into watches, and so I will go and I will shop for watches. And then I just filter by the brands that I'm interested in. So like I know that I'm interested in Cartier watches, and then I'm realistically interested in tag watches. I know that I would never go with anything over a 40, so I'll go ahead and filter that down. And then shows wear. Fashionphile is very harsh on something, so I will allow shows wear for watches, but I won't go with a worn watch. Let's just see if anything on here catches my eye. That's a really pretty different shape. That's really pretty with the two-tone, but I'm not thrilled with the numbers. Ooh, this one's really pretty. That one I quite like. And that's really it. That's catching my eye on the watches today. I want to see what bags are available from designers that I like in some neutral colors. So let's see here. I'll include Bottega, Bulgari, Celine, Chanel, Dior. Yeah, sure, we'll include Dolce, Fendi. We'll include Loewe. I'll include Prada, Saint Laurent, and Valentino. Then Giftable's fine, New's fine, Excellent is fine. I'm going to skip shows wear because I want very good condition handbags. I'm interested in handbags, shoulder bags, crossbodies. And I'll include professional. Colors. Beiges. I'll include browns, grays, metallics, and silvers. The material, I definitely want to have a leather bag. Price point, say between $1,000 and $3,000. And that brings us down to 462 items. And you'll notice, like for instance with Celine, this is still canvas, but since it has leather trim, it shows up as leather. That's why I did not include the Louis Vuitton brand in this selection, because it would just come up with way too many bags. Like that color. And this is just something that I do for fun. This is what I do in the evenings. I'll just sit on my phone and I will scroll through the website. I like this Celine Teen Triomphe. That Prada's a nice color. And right now I'm paying more attention to color than anything. And I can go back in afterwards and find which ones I want to take off of my list. Taupe is a hard color to find too. I'm really sort of wanting something that matches Hermes Taupe. That's pretty. Beautiful bag there with the Fendi First with the python trim. Not the color that I'm wanting, but it is really, really pretty. So I think I may just go ahead and like that one anyway. And then I actually really like the Bobby bag. I also like the 30 Montaigne, but that color is too gray for me. Here's the 30 Montaigne in a beautiful gray. Again, the Celine is just a little bit too dark for what I'm looking for. I actually really like the Thibaut bag, but again, not the color that I'm looking for. No, let's just look in mini rectangle flaps specifically and see what comes up. Really beautiful green there. That green is really pretty. But it's nearly $6,000, and the pink is $6,600, so with tax that's going to be over $7,000. Kind of interesting fabric pattern on that. And like I got a mini on here for like $1,800 back in March, so you can find good deals. This was a really popular color. I love that color, but I'm not going to pay over $7,000 for a mini bag. So color is going to affect the price on here. Denim, a lot of the mini denim bags are going to be $6,000 and up, so hard to find a good deal on the denim. We've got this one that's in chevron lambskin for $45.95. The blue one for $43.95. So I'm not seeing any like crazy awesome deals on here today, which I was really hoping to find some with you guys, because that would have been a lot more exciting to show you some really good finds. There is at least a lot of variety. I really like this bag, but it's still $5,000, so with tax it's going to be well over $5,000. Really pretty blue tweed there for $34.45. And then it looks like they have the same blue tweed down here for $42.70. I think you can probably hear my dog snoring in the background now. And then this one, the bicolor, $34.60, $31.85. Both in excellent condition. This one looks like it might be a little bit rougher, which is why its price is a little bit lower. Another thing that I like looking up, so jewelry, just because I'm looking for things that aren't necessarily available anymore. David Yurman. And when it comes to David Yurman, I would filter by new, giftable, and excellent, because show wear on David Yurman, a lot of times it actually does show wear. So just looking at this, you've got someone obviously sold an earrings and pendant to them together. $650 for the earrings, $450. I do like that it shows you the item here compared to like a quarter. These I actually really kind of like. I'm gonna like those. And we'll look at those in a little more detail. This is the Stacks ring. This is a newer collection, so being gold with diamonds, newer collection. $28.50 isn't a bad price. Really pretty ring here, $22.95. It is gold with diamonds. Now this is an older collection. This is part of the original Renaissance collection, I think. So it's priced at $14.50. Again, it's gold and diamonds, so it's going to be more expensive than like a silver would be. This bracelet I know is way more costly than that in person. I want to say this bracelet's at least $8 in store, so $29.95 is actually a really good price for that bracelet. I'm actually gonna like that because I want to look at that in a little more detail. So we go to following, and this will bring up everything that I have liked. So there's a total of 29 items on here, and then you can see as I scroll through that I have multiple items on here that I've liked that have sold. So if you really like this and it's sold out, you can do find another, and it pulls up all of these similar bags that's on Fashionphile's website. I don't need to have that one liked anymore. Blake really hates the bag. He hates the clear handles. He hates denim bags in general. And so that's why I've never picked up one of those, because I think that they can be really cool. Let's go find another for this Chanel. So they don't have any others like that Chanel, but you can create an alert. And so I don't have an alert set for that item, because I really did love that specific bag. Thought it was really pretty. I loved the fact that it was chevron. It wasn't calfskin. I really would prefer a caviar, but the color was great, and it's the reissue, which I prefer. Fashionphile is really good about zooming in on different features. It's just a really pretty shaped watch. Also available at NYC flagship, so if you wanted to try this watch on, they can bring it out to you. Okay, let's look at this bag. Celine. Alright, so it says excellent. It says the handle has some pilling, which that's going to be that guitar strap. Interior has some surface wear imprints and pilling. Faint corner wear, faint hardware scratches. So let's open this up, see what we see. Okay, it's a suede lining, so suede just, it's not going to remain absolutely perfect. So that's where that pilling is coming from. I think the bag actually looks in very good condition. I just wish that it weren't a fabric guitar strap. Okay. Now I don't really care for necessarily the charms that are on this, but that doesn't bother me because I could just get different charms from Dior or just not put any charms on it. Overall, pretty decent condition on this bag. I know that I'm wanting a navy, but $3,035, that's not a bad price at all for a small. I'm gonna leave this one on because this does look interesting to me. Okay. Now this is much more the color that I was looking for. Very nice casual bag. They do try to show you a lot of the brand markings. They won't always show you the date code, but they do try to show you some good markings. Overall, this bag is actually in pretty good shape. And for $18.95, I think that I'm going to leave this one on my list. Okay, now here's a bag that I have no reason to actually get. I just like to sort of keep an eye on what the prices are going for. This is the Speedy 30. I've always liked this specific print because of the giant pink V that's on it, and my name is Victoria. And I had a small cosmetic pouch in this print that I got, and then when I got it in, it wasn't big enough for what I wanted to use it for, and I didn't know what I would use it for at the time, so I sold that on and got my money back out of it. but I have always sort of considered getting this as like my Speedy, my collector's piece of a Speedy, because I really like this print, and it wouldn't be necessarily with the intention of using it. I think if I got this, I might consider letting go of one of my other 2 monogram bags, just sort of have the funds to have it, since it would mostly just be sitting. I'm just not sure that I'm ready to get rid of either one of my other monogram bags yet to bring this one into my collection when I know that I don't really intend to use it that much. Okay, now here's an Alma. Almas in Epi, a lot of times you'll see them for like the $650 price range. And this is actually a color that I really like. I really like Epi leather. I looked at this bag, and this is a bag that I see in this color a lot from 1996. So I don't know if this was just a 1996 color, and that's why I constantly see it there. But it looks in really good condition. Yep, 96. So the way that you can tell that is that this was made in November, the 1/1 of 96. So for this particular era of date codes, it was month, year. And then this is the code for where it was made. This one's in San Diego, but yep, 1996. It says show wear. It says there's corner wear. Obviously, the hardware is going to be tarnished because it's from 1996. Yep, I see a little bit of corner wear there, but that's honestly a lot better condition than what I've seen a lot of times. They zoomed in on it there so you can see the scuff. Tarnished hardware there that's quite tarnished. See a little bit of scuffing there along the seam. Overall, in pretty good condition. I'm going to leave this one liked. There we go. So 13 items left on the wish list. Some jewelry, some bags, some things are sold. Quite a few things are sold, actually. There we go. And that's how I go through looking at Fashionphile. So I like to look for specific items, or I look at specific brands. And then I really do try to filter and use those filters based on the price that I'm comfortable with. That way I'm not seeing bags that I fall in love with that are way outside of a price that I would be comfortable with. Because then that bag gets stuck in your head and it's harder to let go of. And so by focusing in on price, that allows me to focus really on the pieces that I like. And by filtering by condition, it saves me some time so that I'm not getting bags that would be outside of what I would be comfortable with. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. So if you guys have been enjoying this series, I've already done a Nordstrom video in the shopping online. I've got Fashionphile. And then if you would like to see me do other sites this way, please let me know, because this has been a bit fun for me to take you guys along with me as I do some website shopping. Bye for now.